Hey, okay. My remote control's not always working on me here. Okay, I tell you what, I'm back, and actually what I've got in the cabinet now is a Veteran 30, and the Veteran 30 and the Retro 30 are amazingly similar sounding speakers. The Retro 30 may have just a little bit more balls than the Veteran 30. The Veteran 30 is a very, very, very classic British sounding speaker. If you want to outfit a 412 cabinet and you want to make it sound like it's a Marshall cabinet from 1969 or 1973 or something like that, the Veteran 30 is going to be your friend. I would say this, I would never actually put a Veteran 30 by itself in an amp like this Concert. The reason why the Veteran 30 is in fact rated at 30 watts RMS. The Concert is a 60 watt, honest to goodness 62 watts amp, and cranked up, it probably would eventually heat up the Veteran, and it would seize it up and it would quit working. As a matter of fact, if you did it right, you might even get a little smoke to come out of the speaker, which, while, hey, that may be great for your stage show, I'm not going to recommend it. But be a great, you could pair up two of these, by the way, with a Concert or a 50 or 60 watt amp, though, and you'd be fine. But I want you to get an idea of what these speakers sound like. These are some of the most delicate and touch-sensitive speakers that WGS has to offer. Very responsive. This, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but you can't quite see it. Right back next to me, I have a 59 Fender Deluxe, and I've had this Veteran 30 in my Deluxe, and it is a magical combination. So I would very much recommend these Veteran 30s for tube amps that are maybe, say, these in vogue 5 or 7 watt Class A amps. They work great. Something like a Tweed Deluxe, like my 59 Tweed Deluxe, it's a magical speaker. It's beautiful. They mate wonderfully. If you want to put it in something that's like a Vox AC15 or AC30 type amp, absolutely makes a great combo. I want you to hear what it sounds like with a Concert, though. And I'm on this clean sound right now. I'm going to do some of that same stuff. Okay, so what you probably could notice right off the bat is the amp sounded like it was cranked almost, right? This speaker, the cone just moves a lot easier. It's a lighter weight structure, and that means that at lower volumes you can really make it sound like you're playing at higher volumes. That's very cool. Here's this thing, which is the bridge in the middle pickup. That type of stuff. If you like that type of sensitivity, you can't beat either the Vintage 30 or the Retro 30. Amazing speakers. For the more single coil stuff, I'm going to go ahead and go just on my single coil mid pickup, because that's a full single coil. This is going to blow your mind. Beautiful for that kind of stuff. Brad Paisley, through one of his Dr. Z's, he couldn't beat this. Absolutely no way. The P90. So how does it handle a P90? Okay. Again, don't know how well the little mics on this camera are picking it up. The big thing that I'm hearing here when I listen to that is compression. You actually feel, almost like a compressor in the studio that kind of goes. I'm hearing the speaker compressing. In other words, it's making this big old 60-watt concert sound like my little 20-watt Tweed Deluxe. If you like that kind of thing, beautiful. Go for it. Okay? Let's go to the gain channel now. And again, I'm going to go back to this sort of little 38 special thing. Very good, very straightforward rock and roll. I like the Reaper better. I'm going to tell you straight out. Okay, big chords. Sorry, I just couldn't help myself. This is the Marshall sound, and it does that in spades. If that's what you're looking for, man, it's there. Okay, that's beautiful. I'm going to say, personally, I'm still going for the Reaper, even over that, but this is a little bit more classic Marshall sound on that. The last thing we're going to do is Stevie Ray Vaughan sound on the Veteran 30 here. Okay, again, I'm hearing the compression there. Same thing. I'm actually hearing the compression. I'm hearing the cone to a certain extent kind of going. Okay? Now, if that's your kind of thing, rock on. And like I say, 4 of these guys in a closed back. Again, if this back was closed, you wouldn't be hearing nearly as much of that because a closed cabinet does make for a tighter bottom end, okay? So any of the sounds you're hearing right now, if I were to take this back that can be popped right on this cabinet and pop it on, you would hear all the bottom ends tightening up a little bit. An open back cabinet does not have the same amount of tightness in the bottom end, but it does have a more three-dimensional sound that that fills the whole room, that's not as focused in one little area. Personally, I guess I prefer open backs, but it all depends on if I was playing in a in a metal band or in a real hard rock band, I'd still take 412 Marshall closed back cabinets. For everything else, though, I'm going to go with the Fender combo with open backs. Okay, so we're going to go to the last speaker. So what would I say about this speaker? Don't ever put it in a concert. But I wanted you to hear what it sounds like. It's a very, very, very articulate speaker. Again, when I'm doing the man, that speaker can't be beat. But the last speaker I want to have you listen to is one of the new American series speakers, the G12C. I am crazy about this speaker, and the reason why is this. I have an old original 1965 Fender Deluxe Reverb, a blackface Deluxe from early 1965, so it's quote pre-CBS, and it came with an original Jensen in it, and it sounded pretty dang good, right? But I didn't want to blow the original Jensen, so I bought one of the new replacement Jensens. One of the new ones that's issued. Same model Jensen. I think they're made in Italy actually. And the speaker came and it looked good, and I put it in the amp and it sounded awful. it was brittle, it was harsh, it was sterile, it was just, I mean, everything bad you can say about a speaker, this speaker was bad about. I bought some speaker dope cream to put on it that was supposed to break a speaker in and make it warm up a little earlier. I played the living bejeebies out of it. I put it on a Variac. I did everything you could do to break this speaker in, and it never sounded good. Okay? So I have been looking for a speaker that can sound as good as an honest-to-goodness vintage Jensen ceramic magnet speaker, but yet not be a vintage ceramic magnet Jensen, because after all they're incredibly expensive. The G12C is the one, praise God. I'm going to switch to it right now. Paired up to this Fender concert, you're going to hear what Leo Fender always heard in his head. Okay, are you ready? Here it comes.